Have you ever wanted to try a new sport or hobby? If so, pick up some clubs and head to the course. Golf is a game that takes patience and concentration, but can be very rewarding. To get to this rewarding feeling, you need to have good form, understand the rules, and have a positive attitude. After years of experience, I have learned that with all these steps, you can be a successful golfer. Golf is best taught by a step-by-step process that takes practice to master. First of all, your form determines how you play and how you can improve your performance. The first thing you'll need to do is plant your feet shoulder width apart, pointing at the target line. Next, you'll want to extend your arms and bend your knees so that the club is flat on the ground. Then, you will want to adjust your grip. The grip on the golf club is very important because you want to interlock your pinky and index fingers. The amount of force to use should be neutral with the hand on top and strong with the pulling arm. Once you are ready, begin the swing. The backswing should be slow and the non-dominant arm should always be straight. Your hips should rotate as the club goes back and the club should be parallel to the ground at the top of your backswing. The goal is to load all of your weight onto your back foot. Once the club is parallel to the ground, it is time to begin the downswing. The path of the club should be the same as the backswing on the way down, still keeping the non-dominant arm straight. Your knees and hips should unroll and keep your arms behind your body weight. The most important part of your form is to keep your head down and eyes through the ball. When you make contact, you need to keep your swing steady and, according to Tom Mulligan, let the club do the work. Finally, a proper follow-through shapes your swing. Your follow-through should go all the way through the ball and up and over your shoulder. Without a proper follow-through, your final result could be way worse than it should be. The rules of golf are pretty simple as long as you know what you're doing. The first rule is that you can only have 14 clubs in your bag. Next, tee up between and behind the tee boxes for the shot to count. Another basic rule is to make sure you play the right ball. Once you are on the green, you cannot touch your ball without putting a marker behind it. You must also play your ball wherever it lies unless it is unplayable. Balls hit out of bounds can only be played again from where you first hit the ball. This is unless it goes somewhere with red markings. Then you can play the shot where it first went into the hazard. The most important rule is to keep your score correctly because it's good sportsmanship. If you fail to follow these rules, then you could be penalized or even disqualified. Even if you have a perfect swing and understand the rules, you still have to have a positive attitude. Sometimes you might have a bad score, but you had good shots. This is nothing to be angered about. This is very important because if you keep a positive attitude, then you can always get better. Also, do not get your expectations too high if you're a beginner, because then you will not be proud in yourself. Never think about what you need to shoot to have a good score. Just try and think about making the next shot good. Always remember to stay positive after a bad shot because in order to get better, you have to learn from your mistakes. Golf is a very humbling sport because you do not have a team to have your back all the time. Every bad decision and mistake you make is all on you. The most frustrating part of the game is when you know that you can do better because you practice, but you have one mistake that ruins the whole round. The main goal is to keep progressing the ball forward. It's not about who can hit it the farthest and the straightest. What matters is who can be the most consistent. The best tips for beginners is to get the right equipment. Golf equipment can be very expensive and very complicated. For beginners, you need to find clubs that flex more because they have a lower swing speed. Also, the head of the golf club has different weights in them to try and fix different curves of the ball. Clubs can be almost $2,000 for a whole set. Or if you're on a budget, then you can get sets for around $200. Once you start playing more, your club speed starts to increase, and you need the shaft of the club to be stronger. The right equipment is also necessary for advanced players too. They need more spin and more speed. Clubs have a huge impact on all types of players, but finding the right clubs are hard to find. The best way to find clubs is to go to your local golf course and talk to the head of the pro shop. In conclusion, golf is a sport that you can play forever, and with a little bit of practice, you can be really good. Based on the facts, there is everything you need to know to be good at this new sport. This new sport is like no other because every time you play, it gets different. The best way to overcome these differences is to believe you're going to get better. The right form is hard to perfect and the rules are complicated, but with a positive attitude, you can be as good as you ever want.